I'm a basic bitch. I watch shows such as The Batman. I say that because as of recording this voice line right now, I am 5 episodes away from finishing the entire show. Yeah, wow, I know, right? And, also, that also applies to Justice League Unlimited. Also 5 episodes away. I've been doing an episode countdown on my Twitter. You should follow, by the way. But anyways, I've made a community post and about the 2 shows, which I should make a video on because I've been wanting to do something like that. And the community, you guys, have asked for a video on The Batman. I'm recording this the second day of EVO. So I haven't been able to watch the show because I've been away and I haven't gotten a chance to go on Netflix. And then EVO dropped on us this weekend. The goal of this video is I'm gonna finish The Batman and then I'll show my maybe live reaction or just thoughts. And then I'll talk about the do's and don'ts of the show, pros and cons, whatever. What I think worked and what didn't. So just let me finish the show. I only got 5 episodes to go. And I'll jump back to you when I'm finished. Around 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday, after EVO, I finished The Batman. I finished all 5 episodes like I said I would, and I finally got a chance to do it. I did it, and we gotta talk, okay? This should be very obvious, but there will be spoilers for the whole show. So if you're trying to watch that or you're in the middle, then please turn off, come back once you've finished it, even if it takes a month or 2. Finish the show first, come back here, take your time, okay? Then we can talk, alright? Yeah? Okay, cool. The beginning, should I start at the beginning? Let's do that, okay, yeah? The beginning of the show, I'm pretty sure the first episode is with Bane. And for some reason, he's red. I think that's cool. I mean, I'll take it over the green human Bane. No, we have Demon Bane. I think that's sick, by the way. But, that's how the first episode opens. We're in a sewer system or something. And Bane gets Venom. Batman has to... Oh wait, that might be episode 2 of season 1. That's very early on in the show. So then the first season basically is Batman is oh boy, I'm Batman, right? Obviously. As I'm remembering season 1 of The Batman, I know from the beginning that Batman is like an urban myth or a vigilante, but the cops, they don't trust him. But then there's people on the force like Ethan Bennett and the other girl. I forget her name. Yeah, they like Batman. They want to work with him. They think he's the future of crime fighting. I'm pretty sure it's said in the show. Now we got to talk about Ethan Bennett, because he was good in season 1. I liked him. I liked his character a lot, actually. It was definitely one of my favorites. I liked how they used... This show is very much like Gotham, in a way. Because, though it's about Batman, it's, more focused on the police side. And I think that's so sick. Because, of course it's a show about Batman, and he's doing everything. But then the cops, they also have, they have a good partnership with Batman. And that's, only growing over time. But then there's Police Chief Rojas. I'm pretty sure that's his name. And he just despises Batman. He wants all criminals, out, even at Batman, because he thinks he's one of the crazy people, which, guy dresses around as a bat. I could totally see that. He's kind of realistic, in a way. So I did some research on what happened to Detective Yin. That was the woman who was partners with Ethan Bennett. I did some research, and apparently her character was written off the show. I had to find this out from a Reddit post. Apparently her character was written off the show at the end of season 2. Because I guess they replaced her with Jim Gordon. So, and because of that, they had to get rid of her. I was kind of wondering where she went in like, the end of season 5. Like, I haven't heard from her or anything. So, that's kind of strange. I don't get why they would write her off. But, okay, DC, whatever. Okay, I'm going back to Ethan Bennett for the last time. His character is actually, like, really important to the story, in my opinion. And what happens is, basically sometime in season 3 or season 2, I want to say, Batman fights the Joker, as he does. And this time, Joker makes a laughing gas concoction, but he uses a certain type of chemical and turns Ethan into Clayface? What? And then Ethan goes on this whole addict thing with using the Clayface power. Because the more he uses it, the more he's just going to turn into Clayface, like, permanently. So then he goes on this whole addict arc, and he's trying to beat it. But he's just like, oh, but it feels so good. And then it just keeps doing it for, like, the little things. Then it just keeps adding up. And then one of the episodes later, or it might be, like, the same episode, Batman gets a cure for him. Batman gets a cure in, like, the later, like, season 4. Yeah. In season 4, what happens is we get the actual Clayface, Basil Karlo. He sees what Ethan is doing with Clayface, and the guy's, like, a failed actor person. I remember this episode because the guy, he had like, a weird... I liked his... I don't know what to say here. I liked his facial hair. I don't know. He looked funny to me. So, and then he got that Joker toxin or chemical, which turned him into Clayface, the real Clayface this time. That happened in the Clayfaces episode. And then Batman had to make a cure. And then both Clayfaces, they fought. It was overwhelming. And once they were, like, fighting, they were trading blows or whatever, Batman comes in. And then he uses the cure and gets both of them. So there's no Clayface left, and that's the end of Clayface as a character, which... beautiful ending. I mean... wow. We had all that time with Ethan as Clayface. I really liked his Clayface because, like, it wasn't like his Clayface didn't look like clay. I don't know. It kind of looked like hardened glue. Is that the right term? Or, like, I don't know how to. It wasn't clay. Yeah, Ethan's character is very short-lived, and he turns into Clayface as early on in the series as episode 13 of season 1. And to end off the whole Clayface arc, that happens in season 4, episode 3. So this happened during, like, season 2 or season 3, but I've been hearing since season 1 going on into season 2, I had a suspicion that Penguin's voice actor was Tom Kenny. And I'm in my head, like, where do I know that voice from? Like, is that Tom Kenny? Like, and then I see the credits in, like, episode, what is it, season 2, episode 13 or something like that? And then also had the Riddler and, what was it, Joker also? And they all competed. Okay, one thing I really hate about this show is that they didn't bring up Black Mask until season 5 or season 4. Like way too late into the show. Like what Black Mask is arguably one of my favorite Batman villains characters. Bro, Black Mask is so sick. But no, they have to keep rotating Penguin, Riddler, and Joker for whatever reason. I this one very small thing actually made me hate this character or just this interpretation of the character, but it's actually not a Batman villain, but it's Sinestro. I like Sinestro, don't get me wrong, he's a very sick character, but they made his costume blue. It's okay, you can cry now, I'm letting you go cry some tears. They made his costume blue and not yellow. So he has a blue suit and he has yellow lantern energy. And then in that same episode, Penguin gets the Green Lantern ring. I I don't even know. From what I remember in that episode, that was way on in season 5. But Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, he comes to Earth and trying to flee Sinestro. Sinestro finds him. His lantern is out of charge. He tries to give it to Bruce, but then as the lantern flies, or the ring flies, he meets up with Penguin. Penguin gets control of it. That's a whole storyline. I don't know, that's funny. Okay, one of the main interest points about the show for me was definitely Firefly. Firefly had a lot of screen time, I feel like, which is really good. Because before I saw their show, I only knew Firefly from Arkham Knight, if I'm being honest. Like, bro. And I'm actually dead ass here. Like Firefly is so underutilized as a villain and deserves so much more potential, so many more storylines in media other than like the comic books. I actually don't know if he gets much interpretation there. Is that even the right word? I don't know. One of the storylines which I really like about Firefly is in that one episode in season 4, I believe, where they turn Firefly into Phosphorus, who is another villain entirely. That is, I don't know, call me weird, but I think that is genius. Like, why would, like, how does Firefly go from breaking into like tech labs and stuff, from stealing tech to radiation based stuff? Like, bro, what? That's what you get for trying to upgrade your game, okay? Stick to what you know. That's a lesson to all of you. Yeah. I actually don't have too much to say on Killer Croc. The only thing that I gotta say is I just love his accent, you know? And the fact he has that jacket. That's so funny. Yo, I'm recording this very late at night, and it is now 3:05 a.m. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up now because I gotta get to sleep. But before I do that, let's talk about Robin and Batgirl. Okay. So at the end of season 2, we get the introduction to Commissioner Gordon, which leads into season 3. And because Commissioner Gordon's daughter is Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, so we get her in literally the next episode. The season 3 beginning, we get Batgirl and Poison Ivy. And apparently, in the season 3 beginning, starts with Ivy and Batgirl breaking into labs for like plants. It's a whole thing for the episode. So then Batgirl's like, oh my god, I want to be like Batman. And then she just like joins along Batman. Batman doesn't even care. He's just like, stop it. He figured out her identity. Like, literally. He figured that out so fast. That was so funny. Let's talk about Robin. So, season 3 ends. The very next season, season 4, yeah, we start with the Flying Graysons. Oh, I was crying that day. That is such a sad episode. I hate that. So then, Batman adopts Dick Grayson, Robin. He adopts him. He's like this 8-year-old who knows gymnastics. He's already bringing him into the fold. Not even 24 hours after adopting him, that he's Batman. So, yeah, that happens. And then Batgirl, she's all like annoyed. Like, why does he get to ride in the front seat? Or like, why does he get the special training or whatever? Because Robin's like the official Batman sidekick. But Batgirl's just there they're just freelancing, I guess. So, I don't know, Batgirl was kind of butthurt about that in the show. I remember that episode. Or episodes. That was like a whole storyline for them. But I mean, in the end, they definitely resolved that issue, which I'm thankful for. The ending of season 4, leading into season 5, we get the introduction to Martian Manhunter. And I shit you not, that was literally like, I had the best reaction. It's on my Twitter, I have to find the picture. But I was so happy. I was like, what? Yeah, that was mind-blowing for me. And then also we had the joining. So they had to deal with that. And then at the end of season 4, that was like a 2-parter. And then at the actual end of season 4, we got Batman, who was brought up into the Justice League. And then season 5 starts, and we get Superman and Metallo. Like, do you know how stressful that is in such a short period of time? Like, it just ends, and now we have, like, the whole world just opens up. It's just, like, what happens from earlier in the season? Like, why does everything have to start after Batman gets introduced into the Justice League? I know, like, after season 5 started for me, it didn't really feel like the Batman anymore. It just felt like another episode, or like a rehash of Justice League, but with the Batman art style. I mean, I like the Justice League, do not get me wrong. I love both shows. But after you're like going on 10 episode marathons of Justice League, you're gonna want to stop and put the Batman on, which is what I've been doing. So I put on the Batman, and then it's just another Justice League story. Like, what is that? It doesn't really feel like the Batman anymore. But I mean, they had some episodes dedicated to some heroes and villains and their stories. So I guess it wasn't all bad. I mean, we had some actual episodes after that in season 5. And to wrap this up, let's talk about season 5's end. The joining comes back from the end of season 4. It comes back a whole season ends later. And then season 5 ends. The joining comes back. I just said that. So let me just break it down. What happened was Hugo Strange was being a meanie. And when the Joining came back the first time, the first invasion of the Joining, Hugo Strange was in Arkham. He broke out and he made a deal with the Joining to get the universe's infinite knowledge, which basically made him brain dead. Because all of that knowledge intake at the same time, it was just... The deal was that Hugo Strange would help the Joining take down the Justice League if they can help Hugo Strange get infinite knowledge of the universe. And then the Joining, they made robots of the Justice League, just with the heroes with powers, so just Superman, Lantern, and the Flash. So that happened. And then that was a two-parter as well. So then that ends. And then it ends in the Watchtower. And we see, who is it? Batgirl and Robin. And they make this line as they're seeing Earth. And they go, "Whoa, I can get used to this," says Robin. And he's like, "Oh my god, could we be like the Justice League Junior Division?" Or something stupid like that. And that actually hurt to watch. That pains me to just say that out loud that it happened. He could have just said, "Could we be the Teen Titans?" Or something like that. You had that right there, DC. Why didn't you play that card? Oh my god. And then it just ends with the family, Bruce's Batman. They're all just overlooking from the Watchtower. They just look at Earth. Batman's smiling. And then the show ends. There's nothing else. There's so much more that could have happened. I'm pretty sure there were some characters we didn't even get. Like, I don't think we ever saw Mad Hatter. Or, like, who's another obscure Bat? We never saw Deacon Blackfire either. Or, like, I don't even know. There were so many other Batman villains we never even saw. I don't know. This show was like... I don't know, I'm sad that it's over now, man. I need another show. I still got my 5 episodes left of Justice League Unlimited, but after I'm done with that, I'm like, done. Oh, I'm gonna be crying for a bit. I just know. I'm gonna edit this, head to bed at like 5 a.m. We will see. Good night, people, I guess. Subscribe if you thought this was like interesting or whatnot. I don't really know what else to say for this video that I haven't already talked about. So anyways, I'm just gonna head to bed. Good night. Oh wait, but I lied just then. Ha! I lied. I still gotta talk about Hugo Strange. And the one season 3, the guy from the end of season 3, Hugo made Dave, which is my favorite Batman villain in that whole show. Like, the stakes were high, bro. They were up. They were... Like, I forget what the acronym stands for, but he's like a supercomputer with the files on all of Arkham's really bad supervillains that are just chilling there. And he just knows what they are and how they work and think. So it's like an amalgamation of all the villains of like Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Riddler, Joker, obviously. And oh my gosh, bro, that episode was terrifying. I loved that episode. Oh my gosh, that was so good. That was the end of season 3. So I'd say that was a good ending. My opinion. We should also talk about Hugo Strange. The thing I love most about Hugo Strange in this show is the fact that his first appearance, his first name drop was in season 2, but his first actual appearance was season 3. I'm pretty sure. So then we get Hugo Strange, and he has this voice That, oh my god.
I, Professor Hugo Strange, bring you the next generation in crime-fighting technology. Imagine peering into the depths of the criminal mind, unlocking its terrible secrets. Dave is made up of the combined psychological profiles of the most diabolical criminals committed to Arkham Asylum. The digitally advanced villain emulator, or Dave.
Bro, you can't deny the voice actors in this show. They are A1. Oh my god, they're like the greatest. I love Hugo Strange's voice. It's so good. But yeah, Hugo Strange is a bit of a nutcase, which, I mean, obvious, but Batman villain, hello? Yeah, I love Hugo Strange, man. Especially in the Arkham games, too. But I love this one's voice. And I don't know if there's gonna be another Hugo Strange adaptation in any video games or anything soon. Or movies. Yo, I just hope we get, like, Hugo Strange in the Batman 2. Like, the movie. With Robert Pattinson. If we get a movie like that, and we get a Hugo Strange, that would be sick. I'm not gonna lie. Would be extremely dope. But also, I feel like we're gonna get, like, Clayface in that movie. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyways, like I said, I should be going to bed. So I'm actually leaving now. That's pretty much everything that I think about